Musicians. They really can do it all. Whether they're lighting up the stage at the Grammys, dropping surprise music videos, or begging Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion on Twitter, shout out to you, Kanye. Musicians truly are Renaissance artists. It's really one of the only professions in popular culture that can record an album and appear on a television show or movie in the same year with no one making fun of them. I'm Chrissy with Cinematica, and I have a serious question for you guys. Remember when Bruce Willis released an album? You don't? Well, it was called The Return of Bruno, and it was terrible. Seriously, go make another Die Hard flick. Die Hard again, dying harder, trying faster, die too hard, too furious. Willis aside, there have been some amazing television moments featuring our favorite music makers that deserve some recognition. So get out the banjo, the tambourine, and the rock and roll triangle, because Cinematica is counting down the 10 best musician cameos in TV shows. Let's get started. Number 10, Pete Wentz in One Tree Hill. Oh, One Tree Hill, the show that made Chad Michael Murray a star. Wait, scratch that. The show that gave Chad Michael Murray a job for a few years. Seriously, where the hell has he been lately? Anyway, in One Tree Hill, the character of Peyton Sawyer, played by the MTV video jockey Hillary Burton, is super into music and also super into musicians. Enter Pete Wentz. That's right, in season 3, Peyton Sawyer begins dating Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy. Now, some may classify this as one of the worst musician cameos in TV history, but not me, because this was 2006, when Pete Wentz was literally everywhere. He was basically the frontman of Fall Out Boy, even though he was just the bass player. He was on the cover of every teen magazine that would have him, and he was having quite the career as the #1 junior high locker decoration. Pete appears in multiple episodes before parting ways with his on-screen girlfriend Peyton, but not before shouting out to One Tree Hill's sponsor that season, Sunkist, the drink that's too orange to be real and too disgusting to be good. Number 9, The Beach Boys in Full House. Remember when you were a little girl and every night you fell asleep and wished upon a star that one day you would be able to kick line on a stadium stage with the Beach Boys? Every little girl's fantasy? Well, it actually happens on Full House for the oldest sister, DJ Tanner, played by current co-host of The View, Candace Cameron Burke, sister to Kirk Cameron of Growing Pains and Left Behind fame. Whew, that's a phrase you've never heard before. Left Behind fame. The Beach Boys had a big influence in the world of Full House, and their first and most legendary cameo takes place in a 1988 episode where DJ wins a radio contest for 2 tickets to see their live show. She has a hard time choosing who to take between the 3 grown men who raise her, so the Beach Boys show up to their house and invite them all to go, because apparently that's how celebrities work. Personally, I'm really hoping for tickets to Beyonce's Formation tour, so in order to get those tickets, I'll go find 3 men to take care of me, and then create my own Sophie's Choice type situation, thereby summoning Beyonce to appear. Magic! A few Beach Boys and some of their music would show up later throughout the run of Full House, and if you ask me, they should have renamed those episodes Love and Have Mercy. Get it? It's like the Brian Wilson biopic last year and Uncle Jesse's catch. Oh, forget it. Number 8, Boys to Men in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, lived a fresh prince and a boy band universally praised, chilling out, matching their blue jackets all cool when a baby needed christening and some guys to sing a tune. Will promises 4 guys whose voices are smooth to sing a little ditty in the neighborhood. The dude show up during Will's defeat and despair, and they said, "We're boys to men, baby." What's so great about this cameo is that we get not 1, but 2 songs from Boyz II Men, and they're both Christmas songs. Their a cappella rendition of Silent Night is so good and smooth, it puts Anna Kendrick to shame. Excuse me? That's right, people. Pitch Perfect didn't make a cappella a thing. Groups like Boyz II Men and the Beach Boys have been blending their sweet baby voices for years. Take that, Rebel Wilson. Number 7, Genuine in Parks and Recreation. Whew, baby. Turn on the AC because it's about to get hot in her, and I'm not talking 2002 Nelly style hot in her. I'm talking Parks and Recreation 2014 style. After multiple seasons of Retta's character Donna Meagle boasting that her cousin is in fact R&B star Genuine of the Ride It My Pony fame, in the season 6 finale, the audience finally gets their own pony action when Genuine shows up as a tribute to beloved Pawnee pony Little Sebastian. If all of that sounded like nonsense to you, then get on Netflix right now and binge Parks and Recreation. It's one of the best sitcoms of the past 10 years. Plus, the season 6 finale is jam-packed with musician cameos like The Decemberists, Letters to Cleo, and Jeff Tweedy, just to name a few. Now let's switch gears, back to Pony. Raise your hand if you learned what sex was through Genuine's song Pony. Oh, just me? Cool. Well, I'll be honest, I learned what sex was through that song and the film American Pie. Because who needs a sex ed film and health class when you've got your own sexual education video of Jason Biggs pleasuring himself to a pie? Number 6. Iggy Pop in The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Oh, the 90s. What a crazy time to be alive. Everyone's music came from Napster, Oprah was our one true leader, flannel was basically a skin tone, TGIF was the only thing that mattered on Friday nights, and picking up a VHS at Blockbuster was as ubiquitous as filling your car with gas. It was a glorious time. A time when scrunchies could be worn as hair accessories and bracelets. A time when pogs were a status symbol. And a time when punk rockers like Iggy Pop showed up on your favorite childhood show, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. The wonderfully wacky Nickelodeon show ran for 3 seasons between 1993 and 1996, and during its second and third season, famous rocker Iggy Pop of the Stooges not only made an appearance, he played a character for 5 episodes. Iggy Pop played the father of Nona, portrayed by a darling Michelle Trachtenberg. This is a crazy, amazing cameo because Iggy Pop has had an insane career. He formed the Stooges. He toured and got arrested with David Bowie, and in his later years, he even appeared on a track on Kesha's album Warrior. Whether you like Iggy or not, the dude is a music legend, and the fact that he played a kooky dad on the weird show The Adventures of Pete and Pete is television history. Number 5, David Bowie in Extras. We couldn't mention David Bowie's name and not talk about his hilarious cameo on the BBC HBO show Extras. Unlike other musicians such as the Beach Boys or Pete Wentz who have no acting experience, Bowie is no stranger to the screen. Whether you saw him in The Man Who Fell to Earth or in the terrifying and sexually charged film Labyrinth, it's fairly well known that Bowie, R.I.P. man, was a god among men. An artist that could truly do anything, write, act, sing, compose, be tall and beautiful, you name it. And nothing is better than seeing a literal god berate Ricky Gervais in person. Because let's face it, Ricky Gervais deserves it. In the 2006 episode of Extras, Ricky Gervais's character Andy Millman meets David Bowie in a bar and laments to Bowie about his current failing sitcom, to which Bowie, musical genius that he is, turns Gervais's failures into a song, complete with lines like, "He's got no style, he's got no grace, banal and facile, he's a fat waste of space." Whew. Number 4, Davy Jones in The Brady Bunch. The 60s and 70s were the time for musicians with television shows. You had the Partridge Family with their own show, and the band The Monkees had a show too. And that's where Davy Jones's infamous Brady Bunch cameo comes in. In my opinion, Davy Jones's cameo on The Brady Bunch is the quintessential musician cameo in a television sitcom. It was a time when everyone watched TV and was obsessed with teen heartthrobs. There wasn't an internet thingy, so no one was really oversaturated with anything. Seeing Davy Jones on your TV set was still exciting. It wasn't like when we see Salt and Peppa in a Geico commercial on Hulu every 3 minutes. We get it, push it real good. In this 1971 episode of The Brady Bunch, Marcia heads the entertainment committee for her school's dance and promises that Davy Jones can and will perform for them. Getting a famous celebrity to perform at your rinky-dink school is harder than it looks, and after a dozen setbacks, Marcia's about to throw in the towel. Then in walks Davy Jones, straight into the Brady living room, and surprise, surprise, Marcia gets everything she wanted. Marcia. Sorry, Jan, your consolation prize is whatever the 60s equivalent was to Ed Sheeran. Number 3, Prince in New Girl. Oh, New Girl. Fox's hit Zooey Deschanel vehicle that reminds us all that bangs and ukuleles are all a girl needs in this day and age. In 2014, New Girl had the honor of having the coveted post-Super Bowl episode slot. To make the episode larger than life, it featured an appearance by the artist formerly known as Prince, formerly known as Squiggly Lines, now known as Prince again. In the episode, Prince helped Zoe's character Jess and Jake Johnson's character Nick with their relationship. This cameo is great because Prince actively sought it out. He's apparently a huge fan of the show and wanted to be on only if it involved Nick and Jess's relationship, of which he's a total shipper. That means every Wednesday morning, Prince wakes up and cozies it up to his Hulu Plus to see what hijinks Zooey Deschanel will get into next. I wonder what other celebrities' favorite shows are. Maybe Justin Timberlake loves Duck Dynasty, or Toby Keith just can't stop binge-watching Gossip Girl. Number 2, Stevie Wonder in The Cosby Show. Cosby scandal aside, one of the best television show musician cameos is Stevie Wonder's appearance in a 1986 episode of The Cosby Show. In the aptly titled Season 2 episode, A Touch of Wonder, those crazy Cosby kids Denise and Theo get into a car accident and crash right into Stevie Wonder's limo. To make amends, Stevie Wonder invites the entire family to his recording studio and lets the matriarch, Claire Huxtable, sing a song with him. Let's just pause. That would be a fantastic album. Moms Sing Stevie Wonder, featuring moms such as Honey Boo Boo's mom, the mom from Roseanne, aka Roseanne, and Stacy's mom. I hear she's got it going on. Number 1, Michael Jackson in The Simpsons. Did I just say Michael Jackson and The Simpsons? You bet I did. Michael Jackson made a cameo voice appearance as the character Leon Kompowski, a mental patient who thinks he's Michael Jackson. Honestly, almost every musician cameo on The Simpsons could be at the top of this list. The Simpsons did more for musicians than MTV did in the 1990s. Almost every famous musician has been on The Simpsons. Johnny Cash, the Ramones, James Brown, and so many more. But what makes Michael Jackson's cameo so special is that 1, it is the king of pop himself, and 2, he made this cameo in secret. He even requested to be credited under the pseudonym John J. Smith. That's right, in the credits it will read John J. Smith, even though Michael Jackson, apparently a huge fan of the show, was really the voice behind it all along. Pretty sneaky, Michael. Pretty sneaky. There you have it, folks. Our list of the best musician cameos in television. What cameos do you think deserve top billing? Let us know in the comments and make sure to subscribe to Cinematica, where we help you watch smarter.